All right, so here's our video review for the quiz on graphing in standard form using the intercepts. So number one says y equals -5. So remember, when we have an equation like this, y equals a number, this is going to be it's going to be a horizontal line that goes through the y-axis at that number. So all we have to do here is put a point on -5 on the y-axis and then take our straight edge and draw our line going across. So remember also, if you get an equation that says x equals a number, say for example, x equals 2, that is going to be a vertical line. So that would just go through 2 on the x-axis. So I would put a point on 2 and then take my straight edge and draw a line vertically going through 2 on the x-axis. All right, number 2 says 2x minus y equals -4. So remember that in order to find the x and the y-intercept, all you have to do is substitute 0 for the other variable. So let's go ahead and find the x-intercept first. That means we're going to substitute a 0 for y. It's going to look like this. 2x minus whatever y is equals -4. And y is 0. Now anything minus 0 just equals itself. So we end up with 2x equals -4. Then we just divide both sides by 2. And we get x equals -2. So then we can take that, go to our x-axis, and put a point on -2. Now let's go ahead and find the y-intercept. So we're going to make x 0. So it's going to look like this. 2 times x minus y equals -4. And x is now 0. Again, anything times 0 equals 0. And 0 minus y, that's just -y. So we end up with the equation -y equals -4. And remember, we don't want that negative. And remember the invisible 1 here, right? So we're just going to divide both sides of this by -1. And we get y equals +4. So now we come over to the y-axis and we put a point on +4. Then we just take our straight edge and we draw our line. All right, for number 3, let's go ahead and do the same thing. Let's go ahead and find the x-intercept first. So we're going to substitute 0 for y. So we're going to write here 5x plus 4 times y equals -20. Then we're substituting a 0 for y. Again, anything times 0 equals 0. And anything plus 0 equals itself. So this ends up being 5x equals -20. Then we just divide both sides by 5. We get x equals -4. So again, we go to the x-axis and we put a point on -4. Now let's go ahead and find the y-intercept. So this time we're going to make x 0. So 5 times x plus 4y equals -20. And we make x 0. So 5 times 0 is 0. Again, 0 plus anything equals that thing. So we end up with 4y equals -20. Then we divide both sides by 4. And we get y equals -5. So then we go to the y-axis and we put a point on -5. And then we just take our straight edge and draw our line. All right, so let's go ahead and do the same thing for number 4. Let's find the x-intercept first by substituting 0 for y. So we get 3x minus 5 times y equals 15. And we're going to make y 0. Again, anything times 0 equals 0. And anything minus 0 equals itself. So we end up with 3x equals 15. Then we divide both sides by 3, and we get x equals 5. So we go to the x-axis, and we put a point on 5. So now let's find the y-intercept. So we're going to substitute 0 for x. So 3 times x minus 5y equals 15. And x is 0. Anything times 0 equals 0. And 0 minus anything equals that thing. So we get negative 5y equals 15. Then we divide both sides by negative 5. And we get y equals negative 3. So we go to the y-axis and we put a point on negative 3. Then, once again, we take our straight edge and extend our line. All right, number 5, same thing. Let's go ahead and do it. We're going to substitute 0 for y. So we get 3 times y equals 6. And y is 0. Again, 3 times 0 is 0. And anything plus 0 equals itself. So we end up with 2x equals 6. Then we divide by 2. And we get x equals 3. So we come to the x-axis and we put a point on positive 3. Now let's go ahead and find the y-intercept. So we're going to substitute 0 for x. Anything times 0 equals 0. And 0 plus anything equals itself. So we get 3y equals 6. Then we divide both sides by 3, and we get y equals 2. So we go to our y-axis, and we put a point on 2. Then we just draw our line. All right, so finally, number 6, it says x equals 5. And I showed you in the first problem that x equals number is a vertical line that goes through the x-axis at that number. So all we have to do is go over to the x-axis, we put a point on 5, and then we draw our vertical line going through 5 on the x-axis. All right, I hope that this video helps you to prepare for the quiz. Good luck.